Have you ever met someone who, despite their age, seems reluctant to embrace adulthood? Perhaps you know someone, or even see it in yourself, clinging to the comfort and simplicity of youth. Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Jung and his protégé, Marie-Louise von Franz, gave this phenomenon a name, puer aeternus, the eternal child. While the term originates in mythology, Jung used it to describe a psychological archetype that manifests in individuals who struggle to transition into maturity. This archetype is more prevalent now than ever, with societal shifts delaying traditional milestones of adulthood. In this video, we'll uncover the roots of the puer aeternus, explore its psychological implications, and offer practical steps for breaking free from its grasp. The eternal child is not just a psychological curiosity, it's a growing social phenomenon. Modern conveniences and cultural changes have created environments where many can live comfortably without stepping into the responsibilities of adulthood. Whether it's staying in one's childhood bedroom well into their 30s or escaping into virtual realities, the puer aeternus thrives in today's world. To understand its origins and consequences, we must first delve into its roots in mythology and psychology. The puer aeternus has its roots in ancient mythology. The term initially referred to youthful gods like Eros or Dionysus, eternally vibrant but often irresponsible. These figures embodied creativity, potential, and boundless energy, but lacked the grounding necessary for sustained growth. Jung and von Franz reinterpreted this mythological figure to reflect a psychological state that persists in certain individuals. This archetype symbolizes not only the potential for greatness, but also the risk of stagnation. The eternal child represents creativity, spontaneity, and charm, but struggles with accountability and perseverance. In today's world, this archetype is vividly reflected in people who avoid commitments, lose themselves in virtual worlds, or chase fleeting pleasures instead of enduring goals. Social media and gaming, while not inherently bad, often serve as havens for those resisting life's challenges. Importantly, the puer aeternus archetype isn't inherently negative. Like all archetypes, it carries both light and shadow. On one hand, it symbolizes inspiration and innovation. On the other, over-identification with this archetype leads to an avoidance of responsibility. The key lies in understanding the psychological mechanisms that keep one stuck in this state, especially the influence of formative relationships. According to Jungian psychology, one of the most common contributors to the puer aeternus is a strong maternal bond. This is known as the mother complex. In childhood, the mother often provides a sanctuary of love and care. However, when this dynamic extends into adulthood without evolving, it creates a dependency that stifles growth. Marie-Louise von Franz described the mother complex as an unconscious tether. The individual, still emotionally bound to their mother or a symbolic mother figure, struggles to navigate life independently. They fear failure, avoid taking risks, and often retreat to familiar comforts. This dependency is compounded when societal or personal conditions allow the individual to avoid stepping outside their comfort zone. Such dynamics frequently manifest in difficulty maintaining relationships, avoiding responsibilities, or an inability to pursue meaningful goals. For example, consider the trope of the man-child, who avoids career advancement or life challenges by remaining in a perpetual state of adolescence. While this may seem like a modern phenomenon, its roots are deeply psychological and influenced by cultural trends. Yet, this dynamic is not solely to blame. Societal structures, like the prevalence of overprotective parenting, play a significant role in enabling the eternal child. Historically, cultures worldwide had rites of passage to mark the transition from adolescence to adulthood. These rituals, often arduous, symbolize the death of childhood and the birth of a mature individual. Initiation ceremonies provided a structured way for young people to confront their fears, discover their strengths, and take their place in the adult world. Today, these rituals have largely disappeared. Without clear milestones to signify maturity, many young people remain adrift in a prolonged adolescence. Extended education, economic uncertainty, and overprotective parenting further exacerbate this issue. The absence of definitive rites of passage leaves many feeling unprepared for adulthood's demands. For instance, compare the experiences of past generations, where young adults entered the workforce or married in their early 20s, with modern trends where many delay these milestones until their 30s or beyond. The lack of external markers creates internal confusion about when and how to embrace adult responsibilities. This cultural void is significant. It's not just the individual who suffers, but society as a whole. Without a clear framework for growth, the eternal child archetype flourishes, creating a cycle of dependence and unfulfilled potential. But there is hope, and it begins with understanding and confronting the hidden parts of ourselves. To break free from the puer aeternus, Jung proposed a crucial step: shadow work. The shadow represents the repressed parts of our psyche, traits, desires, or fears we'd rather not acknowledge. For the eternal child, this might include a deep-seated fear of failure, rejection, or responsibility. Ignoring the shadow only strengthens its influence. Unaddressed fears and insecurities can manifest as procrastination, self-sabotage, or dependency. Shadow work involves bringing these hidden aspects into conscious awareness. This means acknowledging fears, examining past traumas, and embracing the parts of ourselves we've rejected. Practical shadow work begins with reflection. Journaling, therapy, or meditation can help uncover hidden fears. The goal isn't to eradicate the shadow, but to integrate it, allowing its energy to be channeled constructively. By facing our shadows, we reclaim the power to shape our lives. Consider the example of someone who fears career failure. By examining the root of this fear, perhaps a critical parent or a past failure, they can begin to address it and take steps toward their goals. This process, though challenging, is transformative. Jung's concept of individuation offers a roadmap for escaping the puer aeternus. Individuation is the process of becoming a complete and autonomous individual. It involves reconciling the opposites within us, light and shadow, youth and maturity, and discovering our authentic selves. This journey mirrors the hero's journey found in myths and stories. The eternal child must confront their fears, leave behind the safety of childhood, and forge a new path. Along the way, they encounter challenges, mentors, and moments of transformation. Individuation is not a one-time event, but a lifelong process. It requires self-awareness, courage, and a willingness to embrace both the joys and struggles of life. By embarking on this journey, we step into our full potential, leaving behind the constraints of the eternal child archetype. For instance, imagine someone who transitions from being overly dependent on others to starting their own business. The risks are significant, but the rewards of growth and independence are far greater. Breaking free from the poor eternus requires intentional effort and perseverance. Here are practical steps to guide the journey. 1. Set achievable goals. Start small. Accomplish tasks that build confidence and momentum. 2. Face discomfort. Growth often comes through struggle. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. 3. Seek mentorship. Surround yourself with role models who inspire and guide you. 4. Take responsibility. Own your decisions and learn from their outcomes. 5. Balance play with purpose. Enjoy life's pleasures, but stay focused on long-term goals. These steps, though simple, are transformative. They encourage a gradual shift from dependence to independence, fostering a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The journey from poor eternus to adulthood is challenging, but deeply rewarding. By understanding the archetype, confronting our shadows, and embracing responsibility, we pave the way for a meaningful and independent life. Remember, the first step to change is awareness and the courage to act on